Well, hello there and welcome to another podcast.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, what? Welcome to the podcast, yeah. Oh my god, my yes. What? Yeah. All right, there we go.
I'm Jen.
Juicy.
I'm Jen,
I'm Dan,
and this is the Spencer's Ventures podcast. We are,
as most of you know.
yes, most of you do know that, but if you're new here, please subscribe to our channel. Go check out some of our other content.
And welcome.
Yeah, you will be sure to find something in our other content that you will enjoy. I guarantee it.
Adventurous. Today we have a special guest.
Me,
And what is your name?
Paul, Edward Spencer,
Paul Spencer.
Paul
Is
Spencer,
it? Okay. And how old are you, Paul?
9.
Okay. So, these are my sons. So those of you who don't know, these are my sons. This is my little guy. And I decided to fill a podcast. Well, probably not fill a podcast. We'll have to see how it goes. But I decided to talk to Paul about how remote learning has been going and how he enjoys it and things like that, kind of get his take on it, and also talk to you about the way that I feel about remote learning. And Dan is just here to be Dan.
Filler, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, but we're not doing that. All right. So, Paul.
Oh, and by the way, I see what do we search?
Rocket League.
Yes. Okay. Now remember, we're going to speak as clearly as possible, right?
Yes.
And loud enough to reach the microphone.
Alright.
Okay? So, what grade are you in right now, Polly?
3rd grade. I'm in 3rd grade right now.
3rd, yes.
I'm going to 4th grade.
You're going into 4th grade. Yes, you are. And we only have 2 weeks left after this week, right?
Yep.
So we've been remote learning since mid-March. And Paul, what have you thought about the remote learning?
Good and fun.
Good and fun. Okay.
And some of the stuff I told my mom, so yeah.
Yeah, we had a discussion about it beforehand. We
Yep.
did. So what was one of your very favorite parts of remote learning? What do you think you like the best about it?
Oh yeah. Google Meet and Zoom.
Google Meet and Zoom. So you like the meetings
Yeah.
where you get to see your teachers. And you also had speech therapy and OT
Yeah.
through Zoom.
Everything the same. Very fun. So yeah. This has been 3 minutes so far.
Yeah, okay, thank you for sharing that. So and that was a lot of fun too, right? We had a little schedule set up to figure out when all of your meets could happen so nothing collided and we didn't have any conflicts or anything. And you had a good time on those meets. So why don't you tell us, let's see, with the Google Meet, you had a social meet every week. And what did you guys do? And try to speak as clearly as you can. So speak slowly.
Almost every week.
Almost every week. What did you do in your social meet with your teacher and your classmates?
Just that.
Just sat? No, you did more than that.
That.
Are you trying to say
Oh,
that?
chat.
Oh,
Chat. Okay. This is why we have speech therapy.
Mom died right.
Yes. So, but you also did, please stop that. Let's be respectful. But what else did you do on that Google Meet? I know that you did something else. Math. No, I'm talking about the one where it was the social meet. You did do games sometimes. But what else did you do? I remember for a couple of weeks you were doing something. Do you remember?
No.
I don't see it laying here. Remember, everybody was taking turns reading a book?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, my book.
Okay, don't worry about it.
It should be open
Don't.
now.
Okay, we'll find it. It's all right.
Dang, let me up.
It doesn't matter. Sit down. Okay, so each person in your class would take a turn reading a book. Anybody who brought a book, right?
Yep.
And please turn around.
Okay.
And that was fun, right?
Yep.
Okay, and what was another activity? I remember something else that you did a couple weeks ago in your social meet. You ran upstairs and you grabbed like 6 things.
Oh yes, for show and tell.
Show and tell. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And what did you bring to the show and tell?
Wanna go get those things?
No. Just
No,
tell us.
don't go get them. Just let us know. I know that you showed a couple of your face masks that were made for you.
Yep.
You did that.
And I also showed my hail mask.
Your halo mask, yes.
And I became Iron Man.
Okay, so you enjoyed the Google Meets and the Zoom meetings the best.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite subject?
No.
No. So you don't like one more than another?
Pretty much.
You just like them all?
Yep.
Yeah. You're very easygoing, aren't you, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, are you glad that school's almost over?
No.
No. Because you like school.
Yep.
He really likes school.
Now I know where that tower is at. It's
Yeah.
right here.
Yes, it is. Okay. Little smarty pants.
Meh.
Okay, so do you like going to school better or remote learning better?
Both and meh.
You like both of them
Yeah.
together, the same amount.
Yes.
So it would be cool. You would like to maybe do both?
Yes.
Well, we'll have to see what next year holds and see what happens. Your collar's all messed up.
I know.
Come on, sit up here, please. Is there anything else? I'm trying to see if there was anything else I wrote down.
Nope.
Nope. So there was nothing else you wanted to add. Do you want to say hello to your classmates? You want to give a shout out?
Oh yeah. We made a YouTube video. So it's in there.
Who is?
A shout out. A shout out in.
Oh no, that video, honey, I decided not to put together. We just did the Safari one. So you can shout out in this video if you would like to.
Oh yeah.
If you want to shout out to somebody special or just all of your classmates.
We wanted to make a YouTube video, but Mom decided not to. So shout out to Abner. Yes.
Yeah, because we saw Abdinar and his mom in Walmart, didn't we, that day? Yeah. And what about some of your other classmates? You want to say hello to them too? Or just say hello to everybody?
Listen.
No, I'm just
my
saying.
Classmates.
Yeah,
I'm saying just say hello.
I'm only doing one shout out since we only saw one.
Only one
classmate.
shout out. Okay, so
Yeah.
Paul only wants to do one shout out, but I'll say hello to Paul's other classmates.
Hi.
Hello, all of you. And Paul's teachers, of course. So that's all that you have to say about the remote learning?
I don't know. It's your turn, Mom.
Okay, so now Mom is going to talk about it, right?
Yep.
So at first I was a little like, what are they talking about? Remote learning? What the heck? How is this going to work? Whatever. Went out, bought a laptop because I knew that the little notebook that we had wasn't going to deal well with the internet. It was not going to move very well. So I wasn't really sure about the whole remote learning thing. I didn't understand what was going to be happening or anything. And it took me maybe a week or two to start to really get into it and understand it. And once I did, I was like, well, this is great. This is actually kind of cool. And because I wasn't working until a couple of weeks later, I was called in part-time. So It was a very good start. And the entire thing really, I think, has been fantastic. I have loved doing it with Paul. Um, I've loved watching him learn and seeing what he's learning, and just help him with different things that he was maybe unsure of, and finding ways to help him to understand what he was doing when he wasn't sure. Um, but yeah, most of the time I found that he already knew the answers. He was just, I guess, wanting some interaction. I don't know, but most of the time I sit right here with him. So he's a pretty silly little guy sometimes, but I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed working with all of the teachers, and um, just all of that. It's been a learning process, but it's been a very fun process. And if we have to do it again, I'm all in. Like, we can definitely jump in and get stuff done. So
Yeah, I would definitely do this again.
yeah, it's definitely been really, really good. And Paul, I hear that they might do the summer program. They might do it remote, maybe, if
Oh,
there's enough interest. So
well,
I filled out that questionnaire. So if they do the summer program remotely, you might be able to do it,
oh dear.
which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's been great. I've absolutely loved it. And it's helped that I've only had to go in 3 half days a week.
Mm-hmm.
That has really helped, because if not, then it would have been night school all the way. Um, and I'm sure that everybody would have worked with us on that, no problem. So, yeah, so I think, Paul, are we giving this a thumbs up, the remote learning?
Yep.
Remote learning gets a big thumbs up, right?
Well, that's me then. We. I'm like 1 trillion thumbs up from me.
1 trillion thumbs up for you.
Yep.
All right.
So I hope we do one more warning.
Okay, Paul, thank you for joining us and giving us your thoughts on remote learning.
Time for you to go
I
back under the table.
I really appreciate it, buddy.
Bye.
Bye, bud.
And he has vanished. Like,
So Dan, I thought to since we're not doing a 15-minute podcast, why don't we talk about the opening of the safari?
yeah, no, that'd be great.
So why don't I've been talking for a little bit with Paul. Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, all right.
If you want to give your thoughts or talk about, I guess give your thoughts maybe from start to finish. Yeah.
Honestly, the setup they had was awesome, and the fact that we were able to even have the ability to see the baboons for once was really cool. What I will say is, next time you guys want to block a lane, maybe do that from the start of the entrance. That'd be kind of a little warning would be nice. No, but seriously, um, I mean, taking your own car through, you almost have to have like an SUV or something.
Yeah,
But
a little car might not. I mean, you would be okay,
you'd
but
be okay up
in
until
between each section, there's like rumble strips, but
they're not rumble. They're not rumble
they're
strips at
more
all.
than rumble strips. Like,
No, they are. It's basically a giant metal grate.
yeah, but I mean, as you're going over them, it's sort of like rumble strips. They're just much larger.
Yeah, well,
So
if you actually look at them, though, they are metal pipes with slots in between them.
yeah, I'm just trying to give them an idea of what it's like to go over it.
Yeah.
So we have an expedition, so it's definitely large enough to go through and to handle anything
But if
like
you guys
that.
have like a low to the ground car, maybe don't. I mean,
Right,
or go in at your own risk.
Well, they do say you're going in at your own risk.
Well, yeah, you are doing that
So,
regardless. But
all right, so tell us more about driving through. Tell us more
man,
about the experience.
the fact that it seemed like everything was a lot more lively, probably because they're not used to cars anymore.
Mm.
But man, there were certain things I couldn't wait to see, and they were not disappointing. I mean, I always loved the Ancoli cattle. Um, pretty much everything there is
I
really
didn't
fun to
see
watch.
the Ancoli cattle.
They were toward the beginning.
No, the Ancoli cattle are by
Oh shoot,
Camp
you're right.
Aventura,
You're right. You're
and
right. I
and
get the
because we
areas
didn't go
mixed up.
around that direction, we went the other direction.
Mhm.
I didn't even see them off to the side there. Maybe I just
I
missed them.
I saw them through the fence.
Okay. I
But
would like to see the Ancoli cattle.
yeah, they're a lot of fun. But I definitely get those areas mixed up, especially the ones closer to camp. So
Mm-hmm.
um, the giraffes were cool as always. Um, man, it's hard to recall exactly some of the things I went down. I love seeing Cinnamon. That was awesome.
Oh, Cinnamon
I
Bear.
I love my baby bear.
So cute.
She is absolutely adorable. Still not out of her little pen yet.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
that
don't know
I think it's
how
5
many
years.
years. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're 3. I
They're,
think those
it's
cubs are
their
3 now. This year, this summer, they'll be 3, or they
yes.
just turned
I
3.
think they are turning 4 this year,
Oh, okay.
and
Because
they
I thought
turned
they were
3 last
born
year.
in 17, but
Oh, maybe,
I
maybe.
might be wrong about
Um,
that too.
but yeah, um, all that's a lot of fun, and I mean I also love going through the kangaroo area, although there weren't as many.
Yeah, well,
They
there
were
were
all
some
inside.
off, but there were some off to that side, sort of
Yeah,
behind those
yeah. I think
trees
they were
and
getting
stuff.
fed,
Maybe.
and we were poor timing, but they are so much fun to watch. The tigers were awesome. And it's a safari as you would expect, except with your car at your pace. So there's not too much to talk about there.
So, yeah, so basically when we got out to Great Adventure, it takes us about 45 minutes to get out there. I think it took us a little less this time. There was not a lot of traffic. Um, but I think maybe it took us like 35 minutes to get out there. But what we did, because we knew that there were only going to be porta potties, we decided we would go to the Wawa just past Six Flags. And so we went to the Wawa, used the facilities, the kids got a snack, and then we headed over. We were in line waiting to enter for about 30 minutes, which was not bad.
Yeah, especially judging by the line
Yeah,
later
the
on.
line coming out was terrible. But and we got there at our reservation was for 12 o'clock, and I think we got there
I thought we
at
had a 1.
no, it was
Okay.
12 o'clock, and we got there around 12:20, 12:25, something like that. Um, no worries. They wanted so you go up and they scan. If you need to use the porta potties as you're going towards the booths, you stay all the way to the right, and there's a separate lane that they make, and you just drive in there, and the porta potties are all lined up. They're all distance apart, and use it, and then after each use, the staff is going in and cleaning them after every single use. So then once you're done, then you can get in your vehicle and go ahead and merge back into, then you're like right at
Hmm.
the toll booth at that point. So you go up to the toll booth, they want to scan the person who made the reservation. So whoever's uh, pass number or membership number or ticket number the reservation was made under is what they want first, and then they'll scan all of the rest of them. So of course there were 6 of us, and they scanned all of them, no problem. They had a little bit of an issue getting it to cut. It was a little slow. I guess the Wi-Fi or whatever was a little bit slow, but it was not bad, and the line wasn't moving anyway, so it didn't matter. There is a radio station that you can tune to. As you're driving in, there's a sign that tells you what radio station to tune to, and basically it's just giving you information And it's literally,
literally just like a 20-second.
well, I was going to say maybe 30 seconds or
Yeah.
so, where it's just saying,
And
stay in your cars, keep your windows up.
I was
and
gonna say it's all pretty common sense.
Right. But just in case you wanted to know, it does not, like, as you're going through the safari, it doesn't tell you what
Yeah.
animals you're going to see or anything like that. So that's all it is, just informational. It is fun to turn it on. There's a little bit of like kind of safari-ish music playing with it.
Yeah.
But then, that's all you hear. So we just, after we listened to it a couple of times, we just turned it down. So if you did not see our safari video, I will be sure to link that below in the description, and definitely go check it out. It is well worth the watch, because I'm gonna wind up telling you what happened, but you got to
Yeah.
watch it. So it was great. It was very much like the old days, which I never got to drive through myself. Um, but when I was a kid with my mom, my mom would drive through. We went through many times. But as an adult, I never got to do it. So this was the first time driving myself through, and it was a lot of fun. Um, so as you're going through, I gotta mention this, because, and this is like a big thing where people don't seem to realize there are. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Imagine that. People don't seem to realize there are either 2 or 3 lanes all the way through the safari. You don't have to stay single file. In fact, don't stay single file. All you're doing is holding everybody else up. So the way it used to be was the center lane was typically used for moving traffic. And if you sort of pulled over into one of the outer lanes, you were slowing down or stopping to take a quick picture. Um, they don't really want you to stop for an extended period of time and all of that, but unless there's animals in the road, if there's animals in the road, you got to stop.
Right.
So, we had one person get angry that I was, they were pulled all the way over to the left, basically. Now, they weren't pulled over, but I still had the lane to the side of them. At this point, it was only 2 lanes, so I started to go past them, and they were mad, like I was
Oh, yeah.
cutting in line. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. That's not how this works. You do have to merge, going through each section. So when you change from one section to another, when you're doing that transition, it does go down to 1 lane. No big deal. Just merge. Like, I don't understand why people don't know how to merge. Just merge. You're gonna be okay. But please use up all the space. Like, really, my throat is getting so dry because I'm talking
I
so
mean,
much.
yeah, that's what happens. However, on that note, what I will say is a couple, like the one time that for some reason us breaking that quota had like 20 people break the quota for 5 seconds and go other lanes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little chaotic because they decided to do it at like the worst point possible, which was at the merge point. But as long as you're smart about it, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I mean, just use your head. Yes, you can use all 3 lanes. That has been confirmed. But you're only supposed to go 5 miles an hour, which everybody did well. I mean, you're looking at animals. You shouldn't be going faster anyway, because what are you going to see if you're going that much faster? So,
Tokyo Drift.
so the zebras were amazing. We actually got to see them run a little bit.
Brown and white stripes.
The those I looked it up. There's some type of gazelle.
The tiny ones?
Those little
Yeah.
little ones.
Yes.
I just forget the name now. I had it and I forgot. But anyway, those little guys were so cute. They were
they're
just
adorable.
running and running and run. They would run across the road,
Mhm.
and then they ran down into this valley area, and then
the one
They
time,
must have run behind us, and then they came up and ran.
Yeah.
It was amazing to watch these animals
and I'm
run.
pretty sure those in particular have access to the entire area because they don't.
I think there's quite a bit of
Nothing will
area.
pick fights with them.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of an area that they have.
It's funny though with when you guys mentioned, and this is slightly off topic, when you guys mentioned the jumping, all I could think of was the image of the rabbit that jumped like 40 feet over the
Well,
Google Maps truck.
I think those can jump up to 4 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Just from a standing
Mhm.
position, like it's crazy.
And then with a running start, I think it's up to 10 at like the
Maybe.
best.
But the lions were absolutely beautiful. There were a lot of them out. They were gorgeous. And the best part, we'll save the best for last.
Well, say it now because I know what you're gonna say. And I wouldn't say it was the best part. Like, just, I already touched on it a little bit.
Okay, so my best part was the giraffes. The giraffes were amazing. When you go back and watch our safari video from opening day, you will see just how amazing and how absolutely excited I was. Like, oh my goodness. The giraffe stood in the road, came walking towards us. I was just so stinking excited. I was freaking out. And he walked up. I had John open up our sunroof, just the shade part to the sunroof, not open up the roof. And so that we would be able to see him when he walked by. Not only did he walk past, but he hovered right over the sunroof and started licking the top of the truck. It was awesome.
You know, this is a really dumb. Convertibles aren't allowed in there, are they?
If the top's up. Yeah, they're allowed. So yeah. Oh, and I keep saying he. I know it was a she. I know. But it was absolutely awesome.
Which was hilarious because I even called it out, and you're like, I know.
The other thing is, one of the biggest pieces is the baboons.
Yeah, the baboons were awesome.
That's something that we haven't seen.
There were so many in that little corner.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen in years. Well, I think because they were by that building, I think they probably get fed from there.
Oh, yeah, I figured they got fed from there. I think it was more so it was like, it's probably getting near that time, and also there's shade here.
Yeah, they were sitting in shade too.
They were just but there was like 10 of them just
they were huddled.
Tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
So the baboon enclosure is really awesome. It's a huge enclosure. I mean, this sucker is humongous. There's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different play areas for them. I mean, there was that one main one that we first, and then there was another smaller one. And then there was the one with the roller coaster piece, but then there were other things, and then there was another one.
I mean,
there were at least 4 main areas for them to play. They had
a massive
tire
area.
swings. They had
a little playground.
There was like so much,
and there's
for
a lot
them
of
to play
open
on.
area too.
Ton of open area. Like this was like, it was unbelievable. Like you could have put a couple of cheetahs in there. Is how like it's like perfect for a couple of cheetahs. Like that's how much space, so much space.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was neat. It was neat to see that they used a piece of an old roller coaster for them to play on. It was very cool. You'll see that in the video. That was really neat. But yeah, it was cool. I can't wait to go back. I'm dying to go back. Do you want to go back?
Yeah, I'd always be down. I think it'd be more fun with different people.
Well, we can definitely attempt that. For sure. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that, especially having not, and I've done it recently. I might feel different, but having not had the chance to even do it recently.
Well, and the other thing is too, when you're in your own vehicle, you're not up real high.
Right, so you're on their level.
Yeah, like in the trucks when they have the safari that they take you through, you're up so high. So like you're basically on the same level as the animals, so you feel like you're so much closer to them. It was just
Yeah.
amazing. So
I feel like there's something I'm forgetting.
I feel like I'm forgetting something too, but
I taught history facts.
oh, you do need to have a season pass, a membership, or purchase a
I was
ticket.
just about to mention that.
And you do have to make a reservation, and you have to have a ticket before you make the reservation. So what it'll do is you'll say make a reservation. You'll put in your ticket number. That could be your season pass number, your membership number, or a new ticket number.
Right.
Even if you have a new membership or a new season pass, they can activate it for you when you go to the gate to go into the safari. They do have somewhere somebody said, I don't know if it's right there at the gate or if it was a separate gate, you can activate it there. You can also use your oh my gosh, your confirmation number of your purchase. You would use the confirmation
Right.
number if you're getting a new pass or a new membership. You just use that confirmation number, you put that in to reserve, and a calendar will pop up. Well, it'll ask you who you are, it'll ask you how many people in your group. Calendar will pop up. It'll tell you what's available. It'll tell you what's not available. If you want a date that's not available, you can click to be put on a wait list. And they will contact you. They'll email you saying whether or not you're in, later on. So if somebody cancels, they can, they can put you in there. Now, I heard that there are some changes going on with the system, so this may not be 100% accurate by the time
change.
right by the time you guys see this might not be accurate anymore, because I read somewhere that it looks like maybe you can't cancel a reservation anymore, but you can change it. So I would imagine that once somebody changes a reservation to a different date, that loosens up, it frees up that time slot and all that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they're changing it, but
Well,
if you go to the website, it will kind of step by step help you along.
Yeah, and what I will say is, I believe you had an issue with things reading what kind of passes we had correctly for somebody. Okay, I think it's John. Is coming up.
No. Yeah, I think that's something goofy with our memberships, because there's two John Spencers. I put John Spencer on both of them instead of putting JJ Spencer on one and John on the other. So every time I put one of the Johns in, it kicks the other one out, but it's always still there. I just can't see it for some reason. So when I go to the confirmation screen, everybody's names are there. Like, it's very strange. So I will say this too. If you run into an issue where you're timing out or it's not loading, just keep trying, be patient. It could be down. They could be doing some sort of maintenance on it. It does get overrun. The reservation system will get overrun from time to time. But it should be not as bad as it was the first day that they opened last week. When they opened up for reservations, it was insane a week ago. And it took me all day, but I finally did get the reservations.
That, and remember, Six Flags, they're not exactly known for internet things.
But you know what? This time, I really think Six Flags did a fantastic job with this reservation system. I really do.
I think the system is great. Everything around it is mediocre at best.
But you know what, though? Like,
that's pretty much what Six Flags is really good at. They're good at, like, making one thing shine and everything around it.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
Level.
For those of you who are new here, Dan can be a little cynical sometimes. I'm the more, positive. Let's put a positive spin on it and stuff. So I think that they do a really good job. Nobody will ever be as good as Disney.
No.
Disney wrote the book.
Yes.
Okay, so
they are currently making the books as we speak.
Yeah. So But I really think with this reservation system, Six Flags has done a fantastic job. They did such a good job with the safari. Just every single cast member
I just kicked the
or
dog in the face.
employee, team member, we call them team members at Six Flags, right?
Yes.
I'm calling them cast members. Every team member, even though they were wearing masks, they had a smile on their face.
And
You could tell. You could absolutely tell. They were all waving at the gates, and I made sure. Sorry, I'm just really, really dry, and the coffee is not helping. But it's Mickey,
Well,
so what are you
what
gonna
I will say is that it does seem like they might have their internals cleaned up, and that's probably because they're dealing with a lot less employees.
do? Mm-hmm.
When they have a lot of employees all in one shot, the internals get messy incredibly quickly. And I don't know what the deal is with that, but I can tell just because they have less, they are doing a lot better than I expected. But I think that's mostly what I meant is like the system's great, but I'm sure they're struggling with it internally more than anything. Like,
Well,
especially having been on the inside a few times, like
yeah,
everything's in scheduling system's broken, or the people running it at least.
the people are broken.
They
But
really are.
anyway, I have to say, great job.
Yeah,
Great
overall
job.
fantastic.
Great adventure on the safari. It's incredible. I did hear during the severe thunderstorms earlier today that what happens is when there's severe weather coming through, they stop everything on the safari. So all of the gates get closed. So you have to shelter in place in your vehicle, and you will be stuck behind a gate until it passes. Then they'll open everything up again, and you proceed. So if you're going on a day where there's supposed to be some sort of weather, just be prepared that you could be in that safari longer. It took us 2 hours total, and that's from waiting in line too.
Yeah, and that's also with us like stopping. We stopped quite a bit.
We did stop quite a bit
if you
because we
guys-
wanted pictures and video.
Yeah, if you guys were to go at the steady pace like the safari typically would, it's an hour through.
Yeah, but I think most people have been saying hour and 20. About an hour and 20 because I think it depends
there's also
on.
a lot more going on now.
I mean, you have to stop for animals and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you keep the steady pace,
I think
I
think the website said it'll take you an hour to go through.
And they get that number because that's what the trucks
right.
do it in.
I would count on an hour and a half
easily
to 2 hours for sure. But I would count on an hour and a half in the safari if you're going to go do it.
Another thing I will say that I lost that really quickly. If anyone were to, be complaining about not being able to move during the thunderstorms, etc., imagine how the people that would normally be working there would feel when they're at camp and literally have to sit there for hours just to get an evacuation truck. And I know because I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't work there anymore, so it's fine. We literally were on the clock, playing Nintendo Switch. We were holding a Nintendo Switch tournament because we were sitting in a truck just waiting for the clear to go, and we were there for probably 2.5, 3 hours. We almost got out when the safari would have closed originally because of thunderstorm.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there for like 2 hours, and one of the guys had a Nintendo Switch that he would play on break, and we were all just like, "Yeah, let's have a tournament." So we were on the clock. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is I got paid to play Nintendo Switch at Six Flags. It's pretty fun.
Oh, the other thing I want to say about the safari, make sure you have gas, and make sure that you know whether or not your car can idle and go at a slow pace for a very long period of time. There were cars the first weekend overheating. At least one car I heard of ran out of gas.
Really?
So make sure that you know, and I noticed that even as we were idling, waiting to get through the gate, the ticket booth, our air was starting to dissipate because we weren't moving. So that will happen.
Here's my thing.
But once you are rolling through the safari, even at a slow pace, you should be fine. But know your vehicle, know whether or not your vehicle is going to be able to handle it. Especially, I mean, it's summertime, people. It's summertime weather.
Well,
It's hot.
here's my
Like,
thing.
just know your vehicle and know what you need to do.
I can more or less understand the overheating thing because that's a little unpredictable.
Well, and you may not know, but if you know your vehicle might do that.
But here's my thing. How do you not plan? There's no excuse for running out of gas on the Safari. Literally a gas station 5 feet from Six Flags.
Okay, that's an exaggeration. It's a mile or so down the road, but literally it takes you 3 minutes to get there.
Yeah. I literally.
And that's what we did. That's the other thing we did when we stopped at Wawa before we went in. We fueled up. Partially because I didn't want to come out and do it, even though we went to Wawa after too. But I'm like, you know what? We're gonna top this sucker off before we go in. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Because you figure if you're gonna run out of gas on the truck, you have to be low anyway, right? Like I'm not.
I guess.
Because it's not like.
Or maybe they just didn't realize how low they were. I mean, who knows?
Maybe. I don't understand how you do that to yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's a little.
Right.
That's insane. I can't fathom
that. Final review of the Safari drive-through. Awesome job, Six Flags Great Adventure.
I'm gonna rename it to Safari at Your Pace.
Safari at Your Pace, yeah. We will be back for sure. We do not know when the theme park is opening at this point.
Forget the theme park. I want to see Cinnamon.
My personal guess is going to be after July 4th sometime. So who knows? But you know what? Until then, we will go enjoy the safari. And I don't know if we're going to have any vlogs coming up for you. The safari is booked this coming weekend, which is...
It is?
the 6th. The 6th and the 7th. It is booked. Right? It's the 6th. Yeah, the 6th and the 7th. It is booked. So I don't even know if there would be a possibility of a wait list. So I'm not sure that I'll do that. But
we could do like a nature walk or something again.
Yeah, maybe
go to a park.
It kind of depends on the weather.
Yeah,
honestly,
that one's more weather based.
It's supposed to be stormy most of the weekend here, so like on and off. And I don't know that I want to be in the middle of the woods and all of a sudden a storm comes up.
Yeah.
Because the storms today, we had like 2 different storms today, and they just sort of came literally out of nowhere. All of a sudden, like that, it got blackout and just poured, and it was
very on and off today too.
Yeah, it was very insane, and it got very humid. So we'll see what happens. But if we do not have a vlog this weekend, if we don't film anything, next weekend we will definitely be filming something, and you'll see what that is later. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get a podcast out next week.
Hopefully.
And maybe we'll tell you about what's going on the following weekend.
You'll know when I welcome you to the podcast. All right, I can't do that.
Right. Okay, so I guess that's going to do it for us, right?
Go subscribe to Eminent Fates.
Oh my gosh. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. Go check out our other content.
Yes.
And hey, leave us some comments. Give us a like, anything like that.
Follow us on Instagram, because that's a thing now. Yes. I almost forgot to mention that.
Yeah, if you look up Spencer's Ventures on Instagram, we are there. Honestly, I haven't used it much. I think I'm going to maybe put that in his hands a little bit, because I post a lot on our Facebook page. So feel free to go check out our Facebook page. And if you find a video that you think your friends should see, go ahead and share our videos. We don't mind at all. They're there to be enjoyed by everyone.
And I think, lastly, but definitely not least, dude, there's like 94% of you guys that are currently watching aren't subscribed. That's wild. Obviously, you like the content, because that's a pretty steady number that we've had. So just tap the button. Tippity tap it. Get us over. Just peak us right over 100, and then you can stop.
Yeah, right.
The second that I see the subscriber count has hit 100, I'm gonna personally make
Yeah.
a video for this channel called "Unsubscribe Dislike."
No,
But the whole video is
but
just gonna be a black screen.
we absolutely love our subscribers. We love our viewers. But yeah, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. So yeah,
Seriously
I
though,
think
guys, you venturers are awesome.
yes, everybody is really, really awesome. Keep commenting. We love interacting with you guys. Visit us on Facebook. We put a lot of pictures over there.
We are bigger fans of you guys than you are of us.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty much. So, okay, I think that's gonna do it for us, right?
Yeah, I think that does it for the podcast.
All right, so we are Spencer's Ventures. We're gonna see you in the next one, and we're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.